nuts? Are you ready to be entertained with pointless jibber-jabber and senseless small talk? If so, then you have come to the right place. It's the Todd Cook Show, starring Todd Cook, and featuring music by local and national artists. Now, broadcasting from his garage, here is Todd Cook.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you. I am here. You are here. I am talking. You are listening. This is the Todd Cook Show. I am Todd Cook, and you are listening to episode 2-14. That is season 2, episode 14 of the Todd Cook Show. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. If you want to reach me, you can at thetoddcookshow@gmail.com. That's thetoddcookshow@gmail.com. And you can find this program on YouTube, youtube.com/thetoddcookshow, or you can download it from iTunes. Just go to the podcast section of iTunes, and you can find the show there. All right, I got a great show for you. First of all, I got a special guest in the studio. Let me go ahead and introduce her to you. She's been here once or twice before, my wonderful wife, Samantha. Hello, Samantha.
Hello.
How many times have you been on my podcast? I was trying to think of that earlier, and I could not think what the number was.
Maybe twice. I don't know.
Maybe twice. Well, we need to do that more often. Let's maybe someday make you my permanent co-host. How about that?
Sure.
And did you move your chair? I had it over there so I'd be able to see you as I'm talking into the microphone. Now I got to crank my head all the way around.
Yes, I moved my chair.
That's fine. So I can't really look at you while I'm talking. If I turn this way, I'm not on the mic anymore. But now I am. So I'll turn my head a little ways. I like to look at you every now and then when I'm talking to you. I got something for you.
What's that?
Look down underneath the desk there.
I see.
You better open that up right now. I got it actually for me, but I forgot to open it up.
You're going to try to make me open it, but I'm holding
Here, I'll open it right up into the microphone here. Tell everybody what it is.
Diet Code Red Mountain Dew. Baby loves that.
There we go. I like to have something down here to wet my whistle, at least during the commercial breaks. And I got this, and I set it down there, and I forgot about it until my mouth got dry. Yep, Diet Pop. That's how I roll. All right, on this show, I'm just going to talk about we're coming up on the fall season. It just turned into September, and I'm actually recording this on Labor Day. I normally don't tell everybody what day I'm doing it, but it's Labor Day here, and so the fall season is coming up close. And and also, Samantha, I gave you my chair too, didn't I?
Yes.
You did? Did you even notice that?
Yeah.
I'm sitting on this wooden one. If I gave you the wood one, you probably wouldn't have moved it though, because it doesn't have wheels. That one has wheels, so you moved it. Well, I'm just going to talk about the fall season here and different seasons and what I like about the fall and what I don't like about fall, and just go through spring and summer and winter, and who knows where that may lead. And I also got a music by a band called Good and Greasy. You've ever heard of them, Samantha?
Once or twice.
What can you tell me about Good and Greasy?
They're really greasy. No.
More greasy than good. Now, that's my band, everybody, and of course, it's been a little while since I played a song by my band, so I'm going to play a song called Okie Dokie Artichoke, and my wife here, Samantha, actually helped me write that. Some of the lyrics.
Yep.
She did. And that's coming up after the second break, but let's go ahead and get started on this, and let's start off with fall, which is the season that's coming. We're ending the summer here, and we're starting fall, so we'll go ahead and start with fall, and fall is probably my favorite season. The weather, even in Kansas, is actually pretty good usually in fall. And one of the things that I've been able to help remember each fall is the Bluegrass Festival that we go to every year. It's right in the third weekend of September, which is right around when fall. Isn't it September 20th? I think it's the first day of fall.
Yeah.
And so it's usually right around that. And here in September, you can have all the way through September, you can have pretty dramatic weather. Even at the festival, I remember being out there late at night with a hoodie on and like shivering, trying to keep warm, trying to keep my hands warm so I could play guitar. And I remember other times being out there in shorts and a T-shirt and just sweating. And people have told us that in the past, in the years before we ever went, they had an ice storm during the festival. And they've also had a tornado go through. So you can have just about anything this time of year. But when you get into October is actually really nice, and that's kind of what I like. I like the weather being in this. I'd even go for the 50s, anywhere in the 50s through the 70s. You get up to the 80s, it starts getting kind of hot to me. Now, some people say 80s is nice, but if you're outside and you're sitting somewhere and the sun's hitting you and it's 85 degrees, it gets hot. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. This morning it was nice though when I went out there, but I thought it would be really hot.
Yes, this morning when I first looked out the window at the thermometer out there, it just said 60, like 2 or something, and then about a half hour, 45 minutes later, it was over almost 80 already. So it did warm up quite a bit, but August has been kind of weird. Usually it's just hot all August long, but the beginning of August we had some rain and stuff, and it was just in the 80s and stuff. And we're used to 95 to 105 or 110 sometimes. So August was kind of nice, but I like the fall, and I've noticed that October in Kansas seems to be pretty consistently really nice. Like I said, in September you can have anything from tornadoes to ice storms to 100 degrees, and then in November, of course, it can snow. You get plenty of snow. I know we've had plenty of blizzards in November around the holidays and Thanksgiving, but October seems to be pretty nice. I mean, I can't remember. I was trying to think, like even a Halloween. Do you remember Halloween not being pleasant?
There's been a few times there's been snow on the ground.
Before I moved here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember that. In Indiana, I definitely remember trick-or-treating with the dust of snow and stuff.
Was that one year we took Johnny trick-or-treating and we had to have jackets on, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe so,
ago.
but usually you have costumes on. So if it's a little chilly, you're fine because you got some kind of a costume on to help keep you warm. But it seems to me like October is usually really the only month out of the year in Kansas that you can kind of count on at least having some consistency and good weather in the 60s or whatever. And then of course you got the leaves. You like leaves falling, don't you?
Yeah.
Now we got 3 trees on our property, but they're all we're on a corner lot, and all the trees are between the sidewalk and the road, and they're not real big, and so we don't get a lot of leaves in our backyard. But the house, I was thinking about the house where you grew up. Probably, are you yawning over there?
Sorry.
How can you be yawning?
Keep yawning.
When you're sitting in on the most exciting podcast in the history of podcasts, and you're over there yawning.
I'm pregnant. It's hard to breathe.
Okay, I'll give you that. We didn't take a nap either today. Yesterday we both got a nap in, which is very unusual for both of us to be able to get a nap in. We just once the little one went down for his nap, we set Johnny up on the computer and told him to be quiet for a while, and we fell asleep.
Yep.
But no nap today. But your backyard that you grew up in, there was probably a lot of leaves there usually.
Yeah, we had a huge tree back there.
Do you remember your parents raking them up, and you had the older brother and younger sisters? Do you remember like burying everybody in leaves in your backyard?
Yeah, we got pictures. We'd jump off the deck into the pile of leaves.
Yeah, I remember that doing that in my yard as well. We only got really one tree back there, but it's a big tree, and it would definitely lose the leaves out there, and we'd rake them up and make piles. Don't really get that too much here. I know one year, like I said, those trees that were there, and maybe it depends on which way the wind blows. Our neighbors have trees, and if the wind blows the leaves across the street into our yard or whatever. And I know a couple times I went out and raked up what I could and then dumped them, over the fence into our yard just so Jackson would have something to play in. But yeah, I like the leaves. That's another good thing. Can you think of anything else about fall that you like?
I like fall because it's the start of the holiday seasons. Or the season.
That is true. You're real big on the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Way more than I ever was growing up. But I think what I like, it's not just that the weather's nice. I'm more comfortable, and I think I'm one of the few people out there that would probably say this. I'm more comfortable wearing jeans and a flannel shirt than I am shorts and a t-shirt, unless it's hot. Of course, if it's hot, your jeans will stick to you. But in cool weather, it's 60s, even into the 70s. But definitely, in the 50s, from 50 degrees up through, mid 70s, a lot of times I'd rather have, probably not long sleeves when it's in the 70s. But, during the fall season when it's cool, I enjoy jeans and a flannel shirt much more than shorts. Some people, you probably have heard them say that, having a lot of clothes, long sleeves, jeans, it's like restricting to them. And I don't know what kind of people get restricted by clothing. It's not like they're being, tied up or, hung from a chain or anything. But, I much rather be in jeans and long sleeve, do some yard work during that time. I mean, there's been a time, and you can back me up on this, where I'll be doing yard work that doesn't necessarily need to be done just because I enjoy being outside in that weather.
Yeah.
All right, it's 10 minutes. It's time for our first break here. Once again, don't go anywhere because I got Good and Greasy coming up at the end of this next segment. and we're going to go into the good old season of winter. Not sure if I can find too many good things. Stop yawning over there. I caught you.
I'm sorry.
I made you sit down and come down here to my boring old podcast. Oh, I guess like I said, when you're pregnant, well, you can have all kinds of excuses to do stuff like that. Heartburn. Okay. We're gonna be cooking on the grill here in a little bit, so that'll wake you up, get you outside, and turn some music on and stuff. Just me and you and the boys.
Yeah.
And the little one inside you. All right, this is Todd Cook. For everybody in Wichita, Kansas, here is a commercial just for you.
You're listening to The Todd Cook Show.
Hi, Todd Cook here. Do you like going out on Friday or Saturday nights for some supper and live music, but you're not into the bar scene? Because let's face it, when the alcohol starts to flow, those places can get a little loud and a bit rowdy. Sometimes to the point that it becomes difficult for you to enjoy your food or the music. Do you wish that there was a place that had good food, good music, but a less distracting atmosphere? A place that you can enjoy the food and the music, but still get home at a decent hour? Well, that place does exist, and it's right here in Wichita on the corner of Douglas and Hillside, or 110 South Hillside to be exact. It's called The Kiln. They have live music every Friday and Saturday night starting at 7 p.m. and ending at 9. The Kiln is a Christian-ran, non-alcoholic establishment that operates solely on donations. And they always have great food and great entertainment. And one of the best parts, you don't need a babysitter. You can bring the kids with you. So for more information, contact Mike through the Facebook page. The Kiln, K-I-L-N, and be sure to check it out yourself this Friday or Saturday night, 110 South Hillside, corner of Douglas and Hillside in Wichita. The Kiln, where they are always glad you came. Whoops.
His lips are moving, but he ain't saying anything. Todd Cook.
Messed up on my button pushing there again. I pushed that button 4 times somehow. Maybe my hand's shaking or something, and I just meant to hit that number 4 there once, and I hit it like 4 times, but I got that taken care of. The Todd Cook Show at gmail.com is my email address. I'm here with my lovely wife today, Samantha.
Yes, you are.
When I point to you, you're supposed to say something.
I had the mic down.
And once again, you moved the chair. You got your chair over so I can see you a little bit better now
I
than I
tried.
could. But that's all right. All right, we're talking about the seasons. We went through fall and said some of the things we like about fall and some of the things that we don't like. And I think we both agree fall is our favorite, right?
Yeah.
And now we're going to get onto winter. And I'm going to let you start because I have a hard time finding something that I like about winter.
Let's see about winter. You get to build snowmen. You like to do that.
Well, I like to play with my sons. If I did not have kids, I would never be out there building a snowman, I don't think. Maybe once, every now and then. I don't know.
Christmas.
I do like Christmas, but I think I would like it just fine if it was 70 degrees outside in Christmas time. Christmas in San Diego is probably just as nice as Christmas in Wichita.
I don't know what else.
One thing I do like is the snowflakes when they come down. You
Yeah.
probably notice anytime we get those big white snowflakes coming down in the evening, especially right about dark time where you can kind of see them in the street lights and stuff. That's pretty. And sitting inside and being warm and cozy, knowing that it's cold outside and watching the snow, it is nice. But again, just maybe a couple days out of the year, and I'd be done with that too.
Cooking. Nice warm soups and
Making cookies and cakes
makes me
and
want
stuff
to
and pies.
cook and bake and
Are we
stuff.
gonna do a pie this year? We didn't do one this last year, did we? Thanksgiving or Christmas?
No, I don't think we did.
There-
We'll be
there
having
goes that
a little
there goes
baby
that.
then.
Yeah.
Now, so we probably really won't be doing it.
There goes that tradition. I remember we started that. I was like, every year we're gonna make a homemade apple pie. I think we did it like 3 years, and then we took a year off already. But I think it was my decision too. There, I can't remember what happened, but at some point you gave me the opportunity to make one. And I was like, never mind.
You didn't even make your banana pudding last year, and that's a lot easier.
I
than
did.
that.
I didn't do it for Thanksgiving I usually do it for Thanksgiving or Christmas and Christmas. And this year I think I only did it for one of the years. I'm pretty sure. Let's see what else I got written down here. Well, like I said, sledding. Sledding is nice with the boys, but again, this is something I enjoy doing things with the boys because they enjoy doing it because they're laughing and having fun, and so therefore I enjoy it. I don't know if I'd go sledding by myself. I mean, maybe I would, if the conditions are right. But if somebody saw a grown man out there sledding just by himself, it might seem kind of weird. But I was thinking, why can't we just do this and then instead of on the snow, just like wet grass? I mean, wouldn't that be fun? We'd have the same amount of fun sliding down, a wet, grassy hill as it would be in the snow, except for you wouldn't have to be cold. And eventually, it'd probably turn into mud.
Yeah.
And then you have to come home and change your clothes and get cleaned up. But you got to do that with snow anyway. I guess snow's not dirty usually. But, sledding is fun. But you think we could try doing it on just wet grass someday?
You can try. You might stall out there and roll down the rest of the way, but go ahead and try.
And the people that slide down, I've seen them slide down sand and Winfield there on that there where the big hill that comes down there by where the road and the bridge is off the side there, sliding down on cardboard, and it was just wet grass there. Let's see something else. This is one of the worst things: the driving conditions. You can't go anywhere half the time. It takes you 3 times as long to get there. I don't mind driving in the snow. It's not really scary to me. It's just a pain in the butt. And you wouldn't drive it in most bad weather. As soon as there's a little bit of snow, you don't like driving.
I don't like driving at all, anyways.
Yeah.
Let alone.
Yeah, that's true. There's just so many times to go somewhere, and when I grew up, every time we went anywhere, my dad always drove. I don't remember my mom ever driving. If my dad was in the car, he was driving. So maybe that's kind of how me and Samantha are. But I know there are plenty of times when I just want her to drive, especially when we first moved to this house, and I was first living in Wichita, and I didn't know my way around. She'd have to be alert and tell me everywhere to go anyway. So I just rather her drive. And the few times she does drive, it's nice to sit there and be able to relax. Why don't you drive more often?
I don't like to drive. That's your job.
Why is now there's a sexist statement. Why is that my job? Because I'm the man?
Yep.
Well, I am a pretty good driver, though. You must admit.
Sure. I mean, yes, you're like the best driver ever. I better not say anything. You'd be like, I'm not driving.
And then another thing in the winter is you can't even go anywhere until you clean off your windshield.
Yeah.
I hate that. Even if you had a garage, if you go somewhere, most people that have garages, they don't have a garage where they work. I mean, some people do have a parking garage where they work, and that'd be really nice. But even if you have a garage at home, most likely when you go to work or if you go shopping or anywhere for a long period of time, when you get back to your car, you can't go anywhere until you clean off your windshield.
I know. Especially if your husband is asleep, you expect him to get up out of bed in the morning at 5 o'clock to clean your windshield off. And, can't get him to do that.
That's happened a few times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. And I forgot to mention, I guess we'll get to that come spring, but leaving a car outside and it's not like you go out there and you just take a little brush, or just blow the snow off. You got to scrape. It's like work. It's effort, and it can take a half hour sometimes. I hate it. Do not like the winter at all. We're going to be talking about summer here, and if it came down to winter or summer, I'm not sure which one I hate most, or maybe I should say which one I hate the least to make it sound a little more optimistic. But winter, when it gets cold enough, when it's below zero and the wind's blowing, it hurts. It's not just uncomfortable; it can hurt.
Yeah.
But just between getting from your car and into the grocery store, by the time you get there, your face will literally hurt. And some people might be listening to other parts of the country right now who's never experienced really cold weather like that. But it hurts. And in the summer, if the sun, the sunburn can hurt. But just walking from your car to a grocery store, you usually don't have that really hot burning on your skin like that. So there's not pain necessarily involved. It's very debilitating. But we'll talk about a summer coming up in just a few short moments. Right now, it's time to play a little song by Good and Greasy. What song did I pick out? Oh, yeah, Okie Dokie Artichoke. This is a song that I wrote along with a little help from my wife. And whenever whenever my band plays a gig at the Artichoke, we always play this song. It's called Okie Dokie Artichoke on the Todd Cook Show.
In Wichita, on Broadway, in Murdoch, you can hear the tunes and smell the food through the whole block. He's sandwich and
That was Okie Dokie Artichoke by Good and Greasy on the Todd Cook Show. And that song was brought to you by, you want to do a commercial for me, Samantha? Just read the information on there. I'll help you through it.
B&B Towing. 316-214-4021, Mulvane, Kansas. Cheyenne Brown. He will do tows, jump starts, winch outs, lockouts, fuel delivery, and he will even buy your clunker. He takes cash or credit.
That's for anybody in the Wichita, Kansas area. Read that phone number one more time, baby. Cheyenne Brown, a 20-year veteran of the United States Air Force. If you need a tow, call him at this number.
316-214-4021.
And with that, we're going to take another short little break. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Todd Cook Show will be right back.
Hi, everybody. Do you live in the Wichita area? Are you looking for a great place for lunch or dinner? Do you love live acoustic music but don't know where to go? Try the Artichoke Sandwich Bar. It is located on the corner of Broadway and Murdoch in Wichita, and it is a fantastic place to eat and listen to live music. It is located on the corner of Broadway and Murdoch in Wichita, and what goes better with a sandwich than a cold beer? So look up the Artichoke Bar on Facebook today to find out when they are opened and what musical artist is performing next. They just celebrated their 30th year in business, so you know they're doing something right. The Artichoke Sandwich Bar, 811 North Broadway, Wichita, Kansas, where everything is okie dokie artichoke.
Charlie Brown's teacher is easier to understand than he is. Todd.
All right, I am back. The Todd Cook Show at gmail.com is my email address. The Todd Cook Show at gmail.com. All right, we only got one more segment left. We got a little over 5 minutes, and we got to get through spring and summer. What do you like about spring?
Seems like it's like a new beginning after the winter, and stuff starts growing and flowers blooming.
There's what I was looking for, the flowers. I thought that'd be the first word out of your mouth. That's what I got written down here is flowers blooming. That's kind of nice. I kind of like the flowers blooming. That's nice. So that's one good thing. But, of course, here, once again, in Wichita, the bad thing is severe weather. Between April, May, and June, about every week there's a thunderstorm, threat of a tornado or something. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. During that time of year, I don't get a lot of sleep a lot of nights, and the reason is the thunderstorms. I don't know how people sleep through thunderstorms. Loud noises, bright flashing lights, and people sleep through it. I wish I could program my brain to do that, but until I can, I don't like thunderstorms. So I think whatever good there is with the flowers blooming and things starting over and everything starting to grow and turning green, I think that kind of gets negated by the thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And then hail. I don't mention hail as much as I should. I mean, think about this. Hail is not just something that, like little pellets of ice coming down. These are like things the size of baseballs or even bigger. They start falling out of the sky, smashing up your car and stuff. And, I mean, it's like this bizarre thing. I think Johnny and Jackson get more scared with hail than they do anything else. But just think about that. Big things of balls of ice falling out of the sky and damaging your property.
Yep.
That's not good.
Nope.
What else? Anything else you like or hate about spring? Windy. It's usually windy, too. I guess that's another weather thing. For me, it's all about weather. It always comes back to weather. It probably shouldn't be like that much, but it is for me. It comes back. The few things I got on here, the good thing was flowers blooming, but then I got severe weather and sleepless nights, the hail and wind. My birthday is in the spring, but I used to like that, but not anymore because now it just means I'm getting older. My next one will be my last birthday in my 30s, so I'm not really looking forward to that either. All right, let's get on to summer. We only got 3 minutes here. Summer, obviously, hot.
Very.
And I don't mean little hot. I mean really hot. I'll never forget that one year. I could not believe it. We had 50 days in Kansas where it reached at least 100 degrees. That's almost 3 months, folks. 3 solid months of 100 degrees. 90 degrees is unbearable at times. 100 degrees is unlivable. And don't give me this crap. And this is something I've said before in this podcast. Don't give me this crap about, well, it's a dry heat. I don't care how dry the heat is. 110 degrees is too hot. You stick your head in the oven. It's a dry heat. It's still going to be hot. And the heat just beats you down. I remember walking in, like, to get out of my car and I'm walking to Walmart or something. You get halfway there, and I notice I'm walking slower.
Yeah.
You get 3/4 of the way there. I'm really going slow. And right before I get in the door, it feels like I'm crawling sometimes. What do you like about summer?
Swimming. But we didn't get to do much of that this year.
If we lived a little closer to the ocean,
That would be nice.
you'd really like that. But if we lived closer to the ocean, it probably wouldn't be 110 degrees too often, especially out on the West Coast. That'd be nice. But and you know, with winter, it's freezing cold. Like I said, it can hurt. At least in the summertime, when it's even at 90, 100 degrees during the day, once the sun goes down, it can actually be tolerable. So those nights in the evenings, you know, you'll have an hour or two in the evenings between the time the sun goes down before you go to bed on the weekends or something, where you can sit outside and it's not too bad. To me, the sun is worse than the actual heat. The sun hitting you like seems to fry you quite a bit. But what else? I mean, now when I was a kid, summer meant no school.
Yeah.
That's great.
Now
but
you're older.
It doesn't
No
mean,
school for your kids. So.
yeah, that's kind of. But summer when you're an adult and you work, summer doesn't mean no work. You got to work just as much in the summer as you do through the other months and the other seasons. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else written there. Nope, that's it. We pretty much covered all 4 seasons, right? Yeah, we talked about fall, we talked about winter, spring, and summer. So that's it. That's it for this episode of the Todd Cook Show. I want to thank B&B Towing for sponsoring that song. I want to thank my wonderful wife, Samantha, for sitting in.
You're welcome.
And remember, with the Todd Cook Show, there are only 2 rules. You know what the rules are, baby? If you listened to the last podcast, you might remember.
He'll talk and we will listen. How's that?
She's right. The 2 rules of the Todd Cook Show are I'll talk and you listen. That's it for this episode. 2-14 is done. Thank you very much. And check out next week's episode. Same time, same place. Bye.